Okay, so if we start with the side-on view of the low bar back squat, you'll see that the position of the bar is lower down the upper back muscles, so nearer to the rhomboids as opposed to sitting on top of the traps. And if I just start the video now, you'll see that from this angle you can't see the foot position and movement of the knee in terms of valgus movement, but that will come later on. The foot position is shoulder width apart. You will see that on the front view later on as well. Standing vertically, and now as I press play, she can begin going down into the squat. So as you can see, it's hip first before knee. If I pause that there, and let me just rewind that, so you can see that I slow it down even further. That is the hip first, and then everything comes down with it. This lady goes forward with her knees past her toes, which is fine to a degree. The reason why that's more acceptable on the low bar back squat as opposed to the high bar back squat is because of the extra forward lean in the back, because then that transmit more of the weight of her weight forwards away from her center of gravity, so center of mass, sorry. So her knees have to move forward also to keep balance and stabilize. And then she comes back up to finish. I'm just gonna pause it. I'm gonna rewind it and pause it at the bottom of her squat, and then that way we can look at the actual angles. And then I will compare that angle to the angles, her hip angle compared to the high bar back squat, so you can obviously see in numeric form the increase in forward lean if it's not obvious to you visually. There'll be images of low bar versus high bar side by side pictures I'm going to put up as well. Let's get that angle up there. So if we go, that's the low. If we go hip, knee, and we'll bring that up there. Whoop, wrong way around. So we'll bring this there, this one there, this one here. Trying to line this up as best as I can. Haven't got the thinnest fingers in the world, so forgive me for how long this takes. That angle there we have 50 degrees. Let me just make sure that that's the lowest point of her squat. Yep, there you go. So I'll just correct that slightly. Oop. There you go. So it's roughly 45 to 50 degrees. Okay, so that's her angle of her forward lean. If I do it from the ground, horizontally ground, just looking at her back, we get a forward lean of 27 degrees. So I'm going to stop that there, and then you're going to see the high bar back squat from this view. Actually, before that, I'm just going to explain also that the reasons for doing this as opposed to the high bar back squat is all down to what parts of the body you want to focus on more. When you're doing the low bar back squat, the forces are affecting the back a lot more, so the posterior a lot more than in the high bar back squat, where you get a lot more of work in the quads and in the anterior part of the body. When you do the lower back squat, you get a lot more forces going through the glutes and the back, especially the low back. But that again, why you do that over the high bar back squat depends on the individual athlete's needs.